your seats back. Turn your radios up.
You want it?
Ride along with your girl Info on Rough Riders Radio.
Rap with me.
What's good, everybody? This is your girl, Miss Info. We're on the Ride Along Front Seat Chronicles, and we have Rico, Baez in the front seat. Let's get to it. Who is Rico Baez? Like, where did he come from? Where did this all begin? And we're gonna go through like your story of your life. We've met, through J Boss, and in the car show scene, and we've gotten working in some business together and working on the car shows and traveling with your whole company. And so now we want to sit down and just really talk to you and see like who you are, where this whole journey, where it started for you, and who you are. So let's get into it. So who is Rico Baez?
Well, thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it being here. And Rico Baez is a gentleman who is an entrepreneur, a man who's been through many struggles, trying to open many doors, and a Latino Puerto Rican from BX, Bronx, New York, and originated from there and moved out to Jersey. Always been an entrepreneur guy, always had that spirit. My dad always said there's something about you that you can't be working around other people. You just want to do your own thing. And when I was a young man, I didn't understand that, but then as I started progressing more, I realized I needed to be me. And so I based out of New Jersey, building up a vision, a dream, which I had many. I wanted to be doing, I wanted to do a lot of things. I just couldn't find my place. And then out of nowhere, as you see, what I'm doing now is building and networking. I just love the automotive business, and I just started running with that. That's how Rico Baez started. Started, in Jersey, just running around the streets and trying to make things happen. And here we are, building and networking.
But it started, so when you were young, because I know we discussed this earlier, like how you really got on the scene, because it started with Rick's Magazine.
Yeah.
So what inspired Rick's Magazine?
Well, before I started Rick's, I had my own computer company, and I started going into that direction for a while, but I got bored of it. Like I said, I wanted to start my own company somehow, somewhere, and that was one way moving into the direction. But then I saw something different, and I just wanted to go into our lifestyle that I always loved. And that's what we do, the streets, the creative clothing, anything that could bring people together, parties, entertainment. I just love that. So when I went by accident, jumped into it, Rick started in Union, New Jersey. That's where I really started, next to Irvington, Newark. That was, the foundation was that. So I got a small little office, started that little platform, started transitioning over from the computer world into the lifestyle world, entertainment style. And from there, I started finding my ways, making a lot of mistakes, networking, opening doors. And Rick started as a small online production. Everything was online. And then we would just do little mini car events and stuff like that, but it was literally designed for media marketing. And we were on, that's in Union, New Jersey, it's like a website. And I was still testing the waters. I didn't know where I was gonna go. I didn't know if I was gonna do a magazine. I didn't know if I was gonna do this. I was gonna do that. I just was testing the waters. But that's where we basically started in Union, New Jersey,
So where did the name Rick's come from?
Oh, that's funny you said that. Rick's changed a lot of ways. The original name was Ricksplosion.
Ricksplosion?
Yes, Ricksplosion, okay. Which that was corny as hell, sorry. But the reason why was my company was called RI, Rising Sun, or something like that. Rising Sun, it was something like that. And then my other boy he had X. It was another gentleman I was working with. And he was a great web developer, but I was a good marketer. He didn't have the skills to talk to people, but I had the skills. So I had approached him and said, look, why don't you give me a year and I will make both of our company big than what it is. So Explosion started with his brand, and then our Rising Imports, that's what it was. Now that I remember, it's called Rising Imports. And I took him, and that's when it started to be called Ricksplosion, like that. That's what it was. In that year and two, it started growing and developing. I started getting new opportunities. He started doing the web really quick. He started taking the vision. He was really good at that stuff. And I really was impressed with him. He actually was the cousin of DJ Envy. That was his cousin. And that's when Envy used to do a lot of mixed CDs out in the streets. Sorry, I didn't, want to put that out, but he was out in the streets too. He was hustling. We were all crossing paths. Lady L, we were all out there. We were all making moves, and that's how I came across, Rough Riders, all of us. We were all grinding. We were all doing big things. So at that time, I told him, give me a year. I'm gonna make this company big. And then within that year, I took it to another level. And Rick Explosion was blowing up. And then within the 5th year of that operation, I didn't like the name anymore. As I took it to another level, going out to SEMA, I changed the name. I literally bought him out, and I decided to call, Rick's Magazine. And what that stands for was Racing Import Exotics. I changed the name because nobody understood what Rick Explosion was. I didn't even know what it was. They were like, well, what's that mean? I had no idea. I was just like, we just took the 2 names and put it together. But I needed to have a catchy name, and it was really like 5 years later in Las Vegas at SEMA, when I was sitting at the table with another big manufacturing company that wanted to advertise in the magazine or be with me. They just asked me a question like, what does Rick stand for? And right there on the spot, I just said, it stands for Racing Import Exotics. And he loved the name. He was just like, damn, that's pretty cool. And from there, I stuck with that. I was like, I ran back home to Jersey, got in the office and said, we're changing everything. This is the new name. This is what we're doing. And from there, I just kept planting the seed, pouring water on it, try to grow it out. And, that's how it started. But it was a rough struggle to get it out there.
Not bad.
Nobody knew what the hell it was. They were just like, they just saw girls, cars. The lifestyle was crazy back then. In the early 2000s, it was a wild, wild west. We were just doing whatever to do to get attention. Remember, keep in mind, no Instagram. None of that stuff was there.
No social media.
All we had was MySpace and Facebook. Those were the 2 things that was putting us on the map. And it was chaotic back then. So I would use old school marketing. You already know we do 4x6 flyers. Mm-hmm. We were knocking on doors.
Street teams.
Yeah, we were just doing what we did, That was the game, And in my mind, I'm still in that same mindset. I still go out, pass out flyers. I'm an old school cat. Even though we use social media marketing, I like putting flyers on people's cars, going around passing. I let them know just to remind them, if you ever have a chance, I'm here in your back pocket. That's the way I am, That's how I do it.
So let's go back to 10-year-old Rico, little Rico.
Yeah.
And you always knew there was something, like you said, your father said you're destined to do something different. Did you ever think that this is what it was going to be? Or did you always, I know you said you were always in the cars and kind of like the scene, but did you see yourself here?
At 10 years old, I can't say no. At 10 years old, I still want to play with like the toys and maybe chase the girl in school, maybe, I don't know. But I say around 16, 17, I felt I wanted to do my own thing. That's the age when I started seeing I could do my own thing. I didn't like being told or I can't do it. That was a lot of stuff started when people told me it's not gonna happen. You ain't gonna be able to do it. Like I told my dad the first day I did it, I started my own computer company. The crazy part about it, I didn't even go to school for it. I just went into a building and I lied from the get-go. I lied so good that the man said, you were that good to lie to me and get through my door, I'm gonna hire you and I'm gonna train you. And that's how I got into the computer game. And from there, I kept taking every opportunity, every knowledge, faking the funk, to open the next door. Yeah. And that's a lot of people do that now. I mean, there people still, back then it was hard, but that game, we were all trying to get to anybody's door. But once you get it, you run with it. So I ran with that, but at the same time, I was looking at that opportunity to get to the next level. Once I built the brand of the computer industry and I sold those accounts out, I reinvested the money and went into when they told me, you can't do a magazine, I was like, what? And I remember when I started the Rick's thing, it was 5 years later. And in my mind, I was saying to myself, we gotta adapt, we gotta change. Okay, we got websites, that's fine. We got this card thing going on. Because we were known as a car magazine online. That was like an Instagram thing. But I said, how am I gonna get the respect and change the game? So I went, I never knew how to do a magazine. I didn't know how to do nothing. But I told everybody, no matter what, if I'm still around, we're gonna make this happen. And I told my partner, let me do it and we're gonna make it happen. So I went and I did a little research, as hard as I could find out, and I made it happen. I found out the printing company, I got the designers, I got everybody in the office and revamp, and from there, I took off with the magazine. Once I got the magazine out, that was the game changer. that got my credibility up, that got the acknowledgement, that got me able to say, hey, we'll give Rick a chance. Now keep in mind, when the first magazine came out, I will tell you, that magazine was horrible. It was horrible. I didn't know what it was. It looked like a Playboy magazine. It was crazy because I didn't know. I put it together. But what I loved about it was when people gave me their criticism and they told me, what the hell, this is not a car magazine. This is not this. And I was like, damn. And right there off the bat, I realized I need to change it. If I'm going to get it to a level where people can respect it, I got to take that street attitude and take it to another level where it could be respected, but still keep it street smart. And people just, once I did that change, that second or third one, everything started changing. From there, that's when people started to say, hey, how can I get in the magazine? How can I work with you?
Wanted to be a part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
What was your first major moment that made you realize this was bigger than just a hobby?
In the early 2000s, that was a big thing because nobody can do those things. So you were the man. You were that guy doing what you need to do. And now we're competing with everybody. We're now just a number, just the way it is. Everybody's there in your pocket. So you really got to really stand out to be somebody.
Yeah.
But back then, there wasn't too many people doing what we were doing. So you had the chance. There was a lot of mistakes in my path that I took, which I regret. And I could tell you, if I didn't make those changes or those algorithm moves, things would have been super different for me. I mean, if I would have caught the Instagram train or the social media platform and like I tell everybody in 2013, 2014, that's where everybody became Instagram gangster. That was one way, or Instagram famous. That's the other way. There was two types. And people were just going crazy attacking you on Instagram, right? That was at that 3-year, 4-year mark, everybody was just being aggressive. That was a horrible time, Like I really say that was not a good look for anybody.
But what kept you motivated during those hard times?
Because when I did Rick's, I left the industry for 5 years. I stopped in 2011, right when the real estate market dropped. Nobody was advertising, the bubble bursted, nobody wanted to spend money. At that time, I had children that were still growing and they were going to college. And I had to think smart. And I was going through a very difficult time. I was going through a very bad divorce. She was going for everything. I keep it real with everybody. My divorce was a bad place for me mentally. Friends that you thought they were your friends were not your friends. Everybody wanted to cut throats. Everybody wanted to get to the next level. So for me, I needed to take a step back. I wasn't healthy. I wasn't thinking smart. I was seeing too many people, too many sharks in the field. So I needed to take a step back. I needed to focus on my kids' health and what they were gonna do. And for me not to lose everything, which I took bad advice from accountant, lawyers, shut it all down. She's going after everything. And I had this, and I didn't want to lose it all. So I just took a step back, shut things down. But that 5 years really affected me, hurt the company, because if I would have stayed in the game when the Instagram hit, Scott, I could have been 1 million followers. It could have been totally different for me. So God chose my path differently. I really didn't think I was gonna come back. I really didn't want to touch car shows. I didn't want to do nothing. I was so mentally upset about everything I had. I went from top to bottom. And that's why I always advise people. And I even tell celebrities, I said, look, you may be the man today, tomorrow you could be here. And I see them come. I interview a lot of artists, a lot of people, and I be like, when they be rude, like, oh, I say, my man, at the end of the day, I see you come and you could fall. And it's always gonna happen. So don't ever forget where you're coming from. I don't forget the streets. I don't forget where I come from. I think I work hard enough to open doors for other people than myself, because I always want to see other people do better than I do. Yeah. Just as long as we respect the guideline and respect each other. Because some people are sharks and they will try to, yeah, I'm with you, and then they forget you. Sure. I really try to work with everybody.
So if you could go back and change one thing in the early days, what would it be?
And I had closed down what I did and stayed in the game when I was supposed to stay in it and just stay strong. At that time, I felt, defeated. I was losing a family. I thought I had a family in the industry. Once they feel you're not the man, everybody wants to just go above you. So I should have stayed strong. I should have just said, you know what? I'm not gonna shut nothing down. I'm gonna still keep going. I'm gonna revamp and keep making it happen. That was a learning experience for me to just say, coming back. When I came back 5 years later, It was crazy. The one thing I always remember when I first came back in 2017, I think it was, the people that I taught were my friends, the people who I helped to get out there. They were literally treating me like Benny Blanco on the block. You guys remember that movie, Benny Blanco on the block, where he said, Benny, it's not the same anymore. You can't do it no more.
Right.
And you're like, yo, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's the same game. It's like nothing's gonna change. Nah, it's not the same. You can't come back. And I didn't understand why they did that to me, but then later I realized they wasn't trying to stop me from coming. They were scared of me being a competition to them. They didn't want me to be in their way. They didn't want me to educate the people that really know how to do shows, right? Because everybody acts like they know how to do a car show. Everybody knows how to do, like, you can do this, but it is time and energy and very consuming, right? That's why I say anybody could do this. It's just the mindset you put yourself in and how you want to activate this stuff. For me, when I came back, I was so pissed off that they treated me like that. After I helped some of them get out there, or I worked with them, and the next thing they could do is tell me, it ain't the same, we can't have you come back. So I had to fight for almost 4 years. The amount of lies and drama they put on social platform to try to defeat you, to bring you down, to say this and say that. What kept me going was I never activated my mind to fight with them on social media. I let them rant and rave to say whatever they had to say. What I did was say, if that's what you want to believe, believe it. If that's what you think you want to go with it. Watch the way I work. As I said, every time I kept working, every year, I was working with corporate, city officials, venues that people would be like, and then people started questioning, like, wait, you said he was this guy, but there was no proof. Every time I kept doing it, they kept saying, but he's doing parades, he's doing this, he's working with corporate, he's working city officials. So how can he be this gentleman and how could he be this person, but you're not showing facts, but you're talking, saying it, but no proof. Mm-hmm. But I kept staying quiet, like, hey, are you gonna say something? I'm like, why? I'm not gonna entertain it. If you want to go in that direction, go, but I'm gonna continue working. I'm gonna show you who I'm gonna do. And every time I kept doing what I was doing, it kept defeating him. But how is he this bad person, but he's selling out shows? How is he, but he's with this political person? And I just kept quiet. Even though they attacked me. Now, I'm not gonna say any loser once or twice. Some people did get to me, but I would quietly talk to them and say, listen, anytime, any place, I'm with you. I'm still that person, but my mindset was more like, you don't gotta fight the world anymore. You don't gotta prove to nobody. So I decided just show them in your work ethics. And that's what I did. So I kept proving them, Rickson's gonna move forward. We're gonna keep, adapting, try to educate them like, hey, listen, we don't gotta keep arguing. We don't gotta live in the past. Let's just move forward. And if I did anything to disrespect you, I'm sorry. Completely, I'm sorry. So once they get that apology, I just keep moving. I just go from there and I just don't even look back. Now, if they can't accept the apology, because sometimes you don't remember what you did 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And some people do hold grudges. I'm like, damn, you still holding a grudge? Because what, you couldn't get in? I didn't let you in. You didn't follow my rules. Or one of my employees did something. Believe it or not, 95% of the time that they're mad at me is because one of my employees or somebody in my company made the mistake. But because they know and they see you,
it's your fault.
You are the target. Oh, F Ricks, F that person, the hell with Rico. And I'm like, but did I do something? Nah, but your people did. But I will have to take the responsibility because it is my company, it is my brand. So I have to deal with that 24/7. It's sad to say, I always tell them, I say, but did I do something to you? No, so why are you so mad at me? But people, they're attracted to the negative before they accept the positive. So they're gonna hate you more than they will support you. And believe it or not, in our own backyard, they hurt you more than your own, than somebody out of state. So I could go to another state, they'll love me. They're like, I don't even know that cat, but I love them. This is the reason why I do so many shows in New Jersey, in New York, in the tri-state, because I can leave and go to the States to make money anywhere else, because they don't know me. I just keep adapting. But I don't leave my backyard. I don't leave my hood. I don't leave my streets because I love my streets. I love my people. I can see them 4 times a year and still say, I still love you. Even though tomorrow you hate me when you don't get a trophy or you don't like that my employee did something. I understand it. It's not as easy as people think they could do this stuff, And some people do it, once they get the money and they taste the money, they just go crazy. It's more than just the money. It's the love. It's the adapt. It's the commitment. It's the sacrifice. I lost so much doing this industry that I could say when I leave this world, I don't need to take all of it with me. I don't need to be rich because you're not gonna take it. But I can at least say I tried, and I'm happy for making an effort, you know?
Left your mark.
Yeah. I tried. I mean, they're not gonna remember me. I'm just another person anyway. But at least I felt good that I was able to bring a good amount of people into my world and my section for that one day, for a couple of hours, to see a group of people networking and talking. That's amazing. Just like other parties, just like everybody's doing events, we get that satisfaction for that one day to see so many people just talking to each other.
We're always on the go, riding through your hood. There's no slowing down. This is the Ride Along.
Rough Riders Radio.
You're now listening to DJ Storyteller.
Rough Riders Radio.
Dime cómo hacemos. Si tú me deseas, yo a ti también. Hace rato te quiero comer. ¿Qué vas a hacer? Así que ponme un dembow que se no respeta. Tengo para ti la combi completa. Que no duró mucho soltera. Aprovechame. No te vayas a volver. Si lo hacemos y tú vas a volver. Un perrito en la pared. Yo soy un caso que quieres volver. Pero no te vayas a volver. Sé que lo hacemos y tú vas a volver. Un perrito pa' bella. Que pegadito a la pared.
You're now listening to DJ Storyteller.
nosotros es un secreto que nadie se entere. Baby, yo siempre me vengo contigo cuando tú te vienes. Ante el mundo somos amigos.
This is where the real hip hop lives. Rough Riders Radio. 100% real hip hop and R&B.
Yo siempre me vengo contigo cuando tú te vienes. Del mundo somos amigos y lo hacemos contigo. Yo solo en mi cama y yo es el
You're now listening to DJ Storyteller.
Say no game.
De nosotros es un secreto que nadie se entere. Y yo siempre me vengo contigo cuando tú te vienes. El mundo somos amigos y lo hacemos contigo. Yo solo en mi cama y yo es el castigo.
Lo de nosotros es un secreto, pero siempre nos vemos. Todo el mundo habla de nosotros, pero siempre nos cubrimos. Me hiciste enloquecer.
Rough Riders Radio.
You're now listening to DJ Storyteller.
Eso es por ley. Fumando sabor con tu baby, eso es por ley, ley. Haciendo ticket con cojones, eso es por ley. Money nunca andamos en ley. No estamos en ley, ley. Eso es por ley. Siempre
Radio.
You're tuned in to the Ride Along, baby, on Rough Riders Radio. Keep it locked.
So you brought up a good point. You like to, you said your favorite area is the tri-state area.
Yeah.
So what makes the car culture in the tri-state area so unique for you?
I mean, people always tell me I need to travel, go out of state, go to Florida. I want to. But again, it's not that I'm scared because I used to do it back then. It's just that it does take a lot of effort and time and energy to do these things. And you gotta have that mindset. My mindset is not built, but I love my tri-state. This is where I was born and raised, and street hustle, get into trouble, like every man. I'm not gonna say, look, I got locked up. I got my beef. I fought my way through trouble. But that's the real Rico. That's not a lie. People could be like, oh, I'm never gonna sugarcoat it. I'm never gonna say I've been this great person. I've done it all. But what I will say is, if I can help somebody else achieve their goals, I'm gonna do that. Just like I ask people to help me, they help me. And I am blessed that some people say, oh, look, you know what? We see the potential in you, so we want you to come with us. I love that.
Well, let's touch on that a little bit.
Yeah.
So you say you were locked up. I mean, we don't need the details.
Sure.
But how did that affect you? How did that change you?
Well,
because I'm sure it did.
Yeah. Well, so as you know, in the early '80s, at the street hustle game, 90s, 80s, we only knew one thing. We only knew how to have the dopest BMW, dopest Euro cars. So the street game was how we can sell and provide a street game and fight. Growing up in the 80s is you had your bomber jacket, you had your Adidas sneakers on, you had your name tag chain. That was my street game. So that's how I knew it, or my sheepskin. I used to love my sheepskin, with the glove, the hat, the whole thing. That was my street style, So, and then we always look forward to the Fridays house parties, whose house we're gonna be at. But the streets were calling, and that's why I knew my entrepreneur side, because I wanted to hustle and make the money. But I took it the wrong direction. I don't encourage it for anybody. Don't ever go in that direction, because as quickly you make money, as quickly you're gonna lose that money, because it costs. When people say when crime pays, it does pay, because you got to pay for your lawyers, you got to pay for your jail time, you got to pay for crime pays. And when you say if you don't do crime and you don't pay, that means, look, you don't pay no court, you don't pay no lawyers. That's why I tell people, you think you're out there making money, unless you're making $1 million, $2 million in that type of that's chump change. And every time I was in the streets, like, yeah, I got my runners, I got this, I thought I was that Miami Vice guy. Forget that. Don't do it. Do it the right way. So took that experience for being locked up, taking the guys in the streets working, all that mindset of, man, this could be a business, but let me do it the right way. And that's how I moved into it. And that's when I went to a direction, and like I said, I'm going back to the computer world. That was by accident. That was literally sitting there saying, you know what? I want to be a businessman. I want to be out there. How can I adapt? I don't want to sit in a box. I don't want to be sitting there with a bar in front of me telling me I can't do nothing. Right. So I had to adapt, and that was the only way I was going to do it. Now, and keep in mind, I didn't come from a bad family. My dad went from the Bronx to Jersey. It was like the Jeffersons moving on up. We had a house with 3 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms. Like, it was big. My dad did it, and I'm like, damn, but I wanted more. And my dad said, I worked my ass off to make sure you get the best. Fortunately, I did do something, I did things to not honor that, but I understood I wanted more too. So living where we was at, taking it from the streets, hustling all the time, that mindset was always, I want to do something big. So then I switched over, started the computer company, kept building that up, and then moving into what I saw. Rick's so happened to be something I love so much. And I keep wondering, like, I also started another brand called Superfly. Superfly, that's my clothing brand. Superfly, I'm always doing this all the time. People want, so if you look at my Superfly, it has the finger like this, that's the U, and Superfly. And so I built that brand. And that started with the clothing, selling that. You'll see people wearing the Superfly. Then I named a car show after that in Long Island. That blew up big for me in Long Island, taking over a mall. So that was Superfly Sunday. That was awesome. So that is Rick's and Superfly. So Rick's is I'm about that life, and Superfly is just the Superfly brand. The Superfly brand. Because I'm always that cat that's always like this, doing that. So
how did you go from the internet, Rick's magazine, and hip hop, and your street teams? How did you go from magazine to car shows, exotic cars, and the models, and how did that transition to that?
Well, in the early 2000s, how we got noticed was we had crazy models. We were known for having 15 girls working with us. We were known for having the best cars, like in our events. We would support other car shows. I literally was a media marketing company. I was the magazine. So when people were like, oh, we want to be in your magazine, that was my niche to get them all in you know? So they're like, oh, can we get Rick's at our show? So I would get those perks. Like, okay, we'll be there. I'll send my people out. So that was the street hustle. There was only a few magazines in the hood that would compete with us, but I was that one good quality one. And there was only two good magazines. There was either me and Rides magazine. Everybody knows Rides magazine, right? Remember that? Mm-hmm. So they were corporate New York, Manhattan. They had stupid money. I was a low-level street cat magazine. But when you put them side by side, everybody's like, yo, these magazines are good. The only magazines that were really out there that was heavy hitters was California. Those were the JDM Japanese magazines. Those guys had that niche. But in the East Coast, only Rides had that niche. And then there was Rick's magazine, and I had my backyard. So I called it guerrilla marketing. While they were busy going around the United States, I was taking care of my street corners and my things. So that was how I was able to adapt with them. They didn't like it, but I was rocking with them side by side. We used to beef with each other in a way where they would try to shut me down in courts and everything, and I would beat them. They were saying their logo looked like my logo, which is not really. They just wanted me to waste money. But I adapted, had the right lawyers. I spent money, but when we was all said and done, the judge said these two magazines are not the same, and they're not the same. One is Rick's and one is Rides. They don't really say. So I just said, okay, I'll just change the logo a little bit, and it won't be. And that was it. They didn't bother me, and then they left me alone. And we became cool after that. They were good people.
So what separates Rick's magazine from everybody else, or the Rise and the car shows that you do? Because there's a lot of car shows, different states, different cities. What separates you from them?
Yeah, well,
it makes you stand out.
Yeah, well, back to where we started the magazine. Dub was the East Coast, Rides was the West. Rides was East Coast, and Dub was West Coast. Those two were the heavy hitters. Anything under that was, like amateur guys like us. I was the one pushing to try to work my way up, but Dub magazine took me in under the umbrella and supported me, the owner of that magazine. So he will always show me love when he comes to New York. But what kind of made us different and what made us uniquely better to try to adapt was to try to make myself to try to fit in with everybody else. That's what I was trying to do. I was just trying to be clean, quality, and really adapt with them, because in that industry, it was just bananas. Like you were definitely competing with something, and I spent a lot of money to try to make that magazine. You know what's crazy? It's harder to do a magazine now than it was back then.
I was just going to get into that.
I've been working on the project. That's my next project, to get the magazine out, because we started as a magazine, but we're not a magazine anymore. Now we're just an event producing company. We host events. But I'm working to bring the magazine back. Mm-hmm. And that has taken more energy to get that done. Yeah. Because everything is moving so fast on the Instagram platform, on the social platform, that the minute we get ready to put the magazine out, the guy changed his car, the person this, person that, everything's changing so fast. Right. So before we used to do 6 issues a year, now we could probably maybe do 2 or 3 as collector's issues, just to support it, because everything is a 360, everything will come back. Sure. Everything we do comes back again. It just retro sells. So I'm waiting for that magazine era, which is slowly coming back, because people do want to be written up. You can only do so much in Instagram and write about it or talk about it. But on the paper, it's good to kind of read it, put it on the wall, put it in the frame, and feel blessed that you were talked about. So hopefully, I am slowly bringing it back, and I'm slowly working on that. That's my passion, to bring the magazine back.
But for you, what makes good content? So, because now, like you said, everything's social media, and we have to everybody wants to go viral. So for you, now that you're really, you're focusing on events, I know you want to bring back the magazine, but for content-wise, like for you, what do you need to have that's going to be featured, and what's going to make content in the magazine versus social media?
Well, the cool thing about it is, look, you have videos on social platform, right? That's going viral, absolutely. But you can't really put it in your back pocket. You can't always put it on your screen all the time, because then you got to constantly show it. But when you have a magazine, you can actually put that on the wall. You can always pass that wall and see your picture of yourself or being written up on. That's still going to hold value. That's like a big picture frame forever. So my thing is trying to adapt, because back then when we did it, it was beautiful. Every artist, 50 Cent was on the cover. Swiss Beats was on the cover. I remember we used to do shows with him when we did Pier 57, where I have a video of him going, this is Swissy. We were Rick's magazine. We're rocking out. That was amazing, you know. We were interviewing him. He would always come to our shows. We used to do the ride out to the Summer Jam, and we used to meet up and all that with him. So there was a lot of artists that came and gone that was featured in my magazine that some of them were on top of the world, and now you don't even hear about them. Some got locked up, some, you know, you had Jason Williams, you had, matter of fact, we just got hit up there doing a documentary on him. There's, oh my God, there were so many artists that that put out there. You got Hulk Hogan, there were just so many great people at that time that were very famous that I want to do that again now. So if I could bring that same style back then and put them out, because there's people say, oh, you got a magazine, can I be on it? And I see the reaction of it. So they definitely are getting over the Instagram. They're like, oh yeah, I've been done that, but let's get back to the paper. And I think if I bring that back, I can actually maybe make my foundation a little more solid, because, you know, like I said, anybody could do a car show, but not anybody can do a magazine or anybody. So if I can go back to adapting again and doing car shows, event production, a magazine, media outlet, that's not that many people could do that, you know? So bringing that whole dynamic back again, I think I can reinforce Rick's and give it a better foundation. And I think I will be in a place where I will secure at least more opportunities for me. You know, and that's what I want. I'm hoping to open more doors for other people, but I gotta fight hard to get to those doors that I need to do, you know, pretty much.
So what's more valuable to you? Followers, engagement, subscriptions, you know?
Well, back then, the same thing. You know, we would have subscriptions, and a lot of them were guys from jail. They were, you know, their girlfriends, their sisters, and you know, they would do it for the family members would do that. It's almost the same concept like that. But for me, I honestly tell you the truth, in the beginning, I call Instagram and social platform the metrics right off the bat. I see numbers. And if everybody was going crazy over the numbers, like, oh, we gotta have the most likes, gotta have the most shares, the most followers. In my mind, I was like, damn, we're beating ourselves over that. And I get it, we're being programmed for that. So I was like, you know what, I'm cool. I don't need 5,000 people. Well, I get it anyway, sometimes, give or take, but not always you need that many people to have a good show. So I'm like, listen, if I have 50,000, 2,000, I'm okay with that. Because at the end of the day, if you look at it, you'll have a good 300, 400, 500 cars, and you get 2,000, 3,000 people the day. That's still good. That's still good numbers for anybody. So being a humble person, I'm okay with that. Some people are like, oh, I gotta have 1,000. I mean, I've done 1,000 cars before in the past, and I've done a high numbers, but I always treat this industry like the stock market. Some days it's beautiful, and then tomorrow the stocks go down. You're never gonna have a full blown out, oh my God, all your shows are great. It's gonna be a hit and miss. And I had to keep programming myself like, it's okay, it's okay. It'll be fine. Sometimes I do go crazy, like, oh man, I need to do the numbers. But I let the universe and the industry decide my outcome. I just hope and pray that it works out for everybody. You know, so my shows have been very successful. I put my life and soul into them, and I hope when people leave there, they like what they see.
Have you ever had an event just fall apart completely? Not just, and I'm not talking about rain, just fall apart.
You know what? I can't say no. I can't say yes, hiccups. I can say some problems. Oh yeah, you know what? I did have one that came across.
What happened?
In 2023. It was the first show that I got shut down, completely shut down and sideswiped. And it was another bad year of my life that I could say, besides my divorce in 2011 and all that crazy stuff, it was another issue in my life that I was surrounding myself with bad people. People that I should never have put myself in. My company went through a lot of changes. A lot of people that were with me by my side left because I allowed other people to infiltrate and to destroy the mindset of the brand. So with that said, I literally just was like, it was a bad year for me for everything. I felt like I was going backwards.
Yeah.
And that was one crazy year, but a good thing I felt back was I had a very special person in my life to keep me going. And, you know, she is the reason why I'm still here and why I'm still going. So
that's beautiful.
If it wasn't for my partner, my life partner, I don't know where I would be at right now. You know, like,
yeah. That person, that means a lot.
Yeah.
To have somebody special in your life.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't need anybody.
Yeah.
I can do this by myself." But when you really have that partner,
Yeah.
that companion, that partner, that friend, that confidant, that has your back and gets the vision.
Yeah.
And is 100% 10 toes down.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can't do.
Yeah.
You know.
It was a bad year, and I everybody that I thought was with me, it felt like the same way again.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn, like this shit doesn't stop. But she kept pushing me, guiding me, protecting me, even when I felt in the worst place. But I was able to overcome and still prove to people none of it was true. None of these things were bad. Because there were so many people just looking to put me in a bad place.
Yeah.
But I was able to adapt again, keep moving forward, keep my head up high, and having her by my side moving forward was like God sent,
That's beautiful.
It was very bad, lonely nights that, I just felt like I had to, like, I'm done. Because it was just so many people that you think they were with you, they just wanted to see you destroyed. Yeah, and it was crazy,
Yeah. Yeah.
But now I feel like I got a good team. I mean, I love the team I had in the past. There was some good people, and I didn't get to see the signs. I didn't get to hear them telling me, "What are you doing? What's wrong with you? Don't let those people in." But I did because I'm always trying to change and adapt. And one thing I tell people, you can't always be scared. You gotta try it, right? Even if you fail, you gotta open the doors. Even when you know these people might not be good for you, you gotta let them in. Because out of all those bad people, there's gotta be one good person in there. So, and I'm still doing that. I'm still bringing people in every day. I'm still trying to hire people. The fact that I'm trying to hire as many people as I can, which I could say, no, I just want to fill my pocket up and just call it a day, do a half-ass show. No, I want to bring as many good people in to help me grow. The more we grow, the more, even if you're with me for 2 shows, 3 shows, or 2 or 3 years, as long as I can keep, whatever comes in my pocket, I hope it goes into your pocket and keep providing and hiring people. That's my goal right there, to keep bringing, feed. If I can feed myself, I'm gonna feed other people. That's what I want to do.
So where do you see Rick's Magazine in 5 years versus where you see Rico Baez in 5 years?
I would like to see Rico Baez and Rick's Magazine still have the same commitment. Try to do good, try to help others, try to put as much love and passion into it. I want to see us both work together, and I want to see us grow. I am very OCD. I'm all over the place. And, my vice president always tells me, management always tells me, I get emotional very fast. That is a lot of my downfalls because I get really super excited and emotional.
But isn't that the Latin fire inside of you?
That's the fire in me, which people don't understand. That's how I think and breathe. Because I like to see shit go, like people are like, oh, but it was like, I see things crazy and I get crazy, but when it's all said and done and it's all done, the smile is in my face, the happiness, and I'm a normal guy. But when it's all chaotic and I don't see things going, I have to yell, scream, and holler like a little kid and everything. But that's me, because I know everybody wants to see like, oh, he's gonna fail. But I'm like, let's go. And the next thing you know, it's done. It's like, wow, damn, this shit is dope. It's happened. Yeah. That's how I am. Like Beach Bash, March Madness, Tokyo Me. I'm chaotic. I'm screaming. I'm hollering. You don't belong here. But in the end, I'm like, oh man, it's okay now. We're good. Like, some people may not like the way I am, but they should know it's because I love what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's not intentionally be yelling. It's because I have so many eyes on me that they just want to see me. I'm not saying they all do, but some do want to see me make mistakes.
They do.
Believe it, they come in there just to go back and talk shit. That's what they do. Oh yeah, I'm there. I'll let them in, and then tomorrow like, oh, F that show. Oh, that show was whack. And I'm like, damn, didn't you just beg me to get in? And then now you're talking bad about it. But you were begging to get in, but now you want to say things bad about it. That's the ones that I try to avoid. But in my heart, I always let them in, because they always keep begging, oh, can I come in your show? I'm sorry, I should have registered. It's like, you should have did that from the get-go. Why you wait till last minute? But they followed the hype. This is a hype game. And wherever they see people going, they want to be a part of that.
That's so true.
Right? So I don't like creating fake hype. I like to give them a show. But that's what the metrics created for us. You got to hype it up for them to follow it.
They know it's the ride along when we come through your speakers on Rough Riders Radio.
You're now listening to DJ Storyteller.
dónde queda. Que yo, porque con vuelo, ya yo no ni llego. Ay, no me busques en Instagram, mami, búscame en casa, pa' ver lo que pasa. Si tú me quedaste a casa, ay, ese carro ni te abraza. Y yo lo cojo por tocarte, pero ni me atrevo a testearte. Ya fui la parte, mami, tú eres aparte. Chari tiene un culo bien grande, demasiado grande. Y yo lo tengo estudiado, ya mismo me graduó. Y en la cara me lo tatúo. Vi que viste mi story y subiste una fanny. Yo que me iba a dormir, ey, en la disco había 1000. Y yo bailando contigo en mi mente, aunque sé que no debo pensar en ti, bebé, pero como debo. Moviendo tu nombre, tu cara y tu pelo. Ay, dime dónde te estás, que yo cojo un vuelo. Ya yo no ni le llego. Si me das tu dirección, yo te mando mis cartas. Tu cuenta de banco $1,000,000 de pesos.
Rough Riders Radio.
You're now listening to DJ Storyteller.
Paso muchas noches pensándote, yo no sé ni cómo ni cuándo fue, pero solo sé que yo recordé cómo te lo hacía y aquella vez. Si yo no puedo seguir solo, pero sé que te boté, de mi vida te boté, y te boté, te di banda y te solté, yo te solté, pa'l carajo usted se fue, usted se fue, de mi vida te boté, yo te boté, mami. Baby, la vida es un ciclo, y lo que no sirve ya no lo recicla. Así que de mi vida muévete, que si te lo metes para recordar un TBT. Yeah, ya yo me cansé de tu mentira, ahora hay una más dura que me tira. Todo tiene su final, todo expira, pero el pasado y el pasado nunca vira. Arranca pa'l carajo, mi cuerpo no te necesita. Lo que pide es un perreo sucio en la placita. No creo que lo nuestro se repita. Yo le prendo un pili y dejo uno ready pa' ahorita. Yeah. Oh, Dios sabe que en ti una vez más yo confié. Oh, yo todo lo que amo, que 1000 veces te testé. Baby, mejor que tú ahora tengo como lo nuestro ir en un Bugatti te queda hasta pie. Yo te boté, te di onda y te solté. Yo te solté, pa'l carajo te mandé. Yo te mandé, y a tu amiga me clavé. Me la clavé, poco hueputa,
Bebé, yo te boté. Y desde que te di esa bota, la gata son de 3 en 3. Si tú quieres preguntar si no me crees, que ya no tengo estrés. Pa' completar la fila son los 3. Hasta que todo el mundo se te fue al revés. Yo con ella en RD, que me enamoré el día que la probé. Ya yo no creo que volviste de mami, porque el servicio te lo cancelé. Si no respondo, el problema va a tocar el fondo. Mami, respira hondo mientras te lo escondo. Contigo obligo y yo me pongo el fondo, pero por todo a media cancha baby como rondo. Yo a ti te di una sepultura dura. Yo sé que con el tiempo la herida se cura. Es con verdad que tú no estás a cura. Te lo juro por Dios que perdón no se jura. Yo te boté, te di banda y te solté. Pa'l carajo te mandé.
Rough Riders Radio.
You're now listening to DJ Storyteller.
Sometimes when I'm all alone, I get this feeling.
sé. Estoy madura, dicen los reportes. Ahora tú quieres volver, sé que no tan sé. Espérame ahí, que yo soy idiota. Se te olvidó que estoy en otra y que te quedó grande la bichota. Bebé, te fue, no pues que muy tragadito. Que estoy buscándome el lado si sabes que yo errores no repito. Dile a tu nueva bebé, un volumen no compito. Estar tirando que al menos yo
every Monday from 8 to 10. Wednesdays and Fridays, 8 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Turn up your radio.
Ride along on Rough Riders Radio.
I mean, I've been to your shows, and you're on 100 the whole entire time, all day, but it works, and you create such an amazing atmosphere. The vibe in the atmosphere. I've never seen anybody like get upset with anybody else. Everybody's getting along. Everybody's enjoying each other's cars or showing it off, and everybody feels so good. Like the energy is on 10, and that's because you and your team and what you guys have created. And everybody's so friendly. You know, the people that greet you, that come in, I watch them greet everybody else with the exact same smile and energy. And I think that has a lot to do with why you are successful and why your team likes working with you.
I appreciate my team. I really do. I think sometimes they think I don't appreciate them, but I do, and I do thank them, everything. I do drive them crazy. They know when I get crazy and get mad, you know, because I feel like I still have to do everything in the operation, which I shouldn't have to. And I always tell my team, listen, guys, you've been with me a certain amount of time. You should know your place. You know what you do. Think of it as your day job, and this is your part-time job. Just come in, do your job, and get out. That's what I'm asking you. And if you can't do that, then don't come here, because I need good people. I don't need it as a hangout. And I tell them, at the end of the day, I pay you for your time. So come in and do your time. I love you. And I want them to have that real mentality. So one day when they become entrepreneurs, they can have that same concept. They can all grow. Because I want people to be successful.
Yeah.
And then not just with me, but whenever they learn with me and they go to their day job, take that same mindset.
Yeah.
Go to work, do your thing, you get out. You know, so bring that same level to me, and the same way you take it to anywhere else. I want you to have the same confidence, the same motivation, the same way to greet. Because if one day you decide to become your own entrepreneur, or go to a job where they need that same educational vibe, you have that in your mind. So have that good energy with them. You know, so I'm the only one allowed to get crazy. I'm the only one allowed to scream and holler, because I'm the one that have to deal with all the repercussion of people telling me, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like what's going on. And I tell my employees, please be mindful. You guys can go home and put your head to the pillow and go to sleep and forget everything. I have to still deal with the backlash. I hate Rico, I hate the show, it's because you guys messed up and now I gotta fix it. And that's not fair to me. But I understand some of them may not take it that seriously. Some might take it seriously. Like, oh, I love my job. I want to make sure Rico. Those are the good ones. And I'm not saying the other ones are bad. It's just that their mindset are not there. So for me, I have to do a lot of things to make sure that they see I'm not a pointer. I don't just point. I get in the trenches with them. I work. I pick up. I put up tents. I hustle. Because I want to be an employee too. I am an employee as well. I may be the owner, but I work hard.
Yeah, you do.
I don't sit there pointing and, oh, you do, get out, I'll do it with you. I want my staff to know I'm part of the team and I will work just as hard as them.
Yeah.
Okay? Because not that I don't trust them, it's just I want them to see I'm with them. And I want them to understand that.
And that's a good leader.
You know,
that's what it takes to be a good leader.
Some people don't understand that.
You don't just manage, you don't just point and direct.
Yeah.
You're a leader, and people look up to that.
I hope they can see that.
Whether you think so or not.
Yeah.
They take little pieces of that. Even if they might be online hating, in the back of their head, they're like, well, he was right. And this part makes sense. And I like how he kind of did that. You know, they might not like your method or whatever way you said it. Yeah. But in the back of their minds are like, I need to do it like that.
It's funny you said that, because a lot of people, and my vice president always tells me, you have to execute the way you speak to people and talk to them. Like, in my mind, I think I'm trying to, but the way I come out, I'm moving so fast that I can't always get it right. And I tell him, I said, you know what's crazy? One of my managers, one thing about him, he understands my craziness, my mindset. So he's like, look, you gotta understand, Rico, this is just the way, you just gotta take a step back and just let him flow. Once you see how he works, you'll get it. He's not yelling at you. He's yelling to get things done, and he's yelling at himself. He gets it. He always tells everybody, this is just Rico. You just gotta just listen and just make it happen. Yeah. And it's not that, it's just that I'm so worried to disappoint people. I'm so worried to not give them what they pay for, that I want them to be happy. Even if it's not 100% perfect, I want them to see the efforts. So, you know, when my team in the front gate, because it takes a team to make it happen. I remember it used to be 3, 4, 5. Now I got 10, 20 people working for me because it has to. You have to. So people are like, oh man, you must be rich. I'm like, money comes in, money come out. It's a business. I got payroll. I got venues to pay. I got insurance. I got this. I got that. It's a constant coming in and out. It's not I want to be a rich man here. I mean, look, we all want that. But it is a company that makes money and it also has expenses and it has payroll. I have to hire people to make things move smoothly. Why? Because my credibility and the relationship with the venues, they want to see a smooth transition. They want to know that we have a team. They want to know it can be managed. So my resume has to grow. And I need to show that any venue that I acquire, that I have the proper people to make it happen, right? Because I'm looking at long-term. I'm not looking at short-term relationships. And my long-term is to show them I am that guy that can give you a show, you know? So we are a company. We're not a car club. We are a company that provides a service, and we want to give them something that they could come out with their family, friends to enjoy the day. Now, there's a million car shows. There's a million of this. There's a million of that. There's too many out there of this stuff. But just like everything else, we just have to keep adapting, you know? That's what I'm doing, just trying to adapt to survive.
That's it. That's all of us. What legacy do you want Rick's Magazine to leave?
Oh my goodness. I hope I can pass this business off to somebody else that really wants to do it. I hope that that somebody that loves this car industry, this automotive world, that see it as the passion to keep it going, not chase the money, not, oh my God, look at all this money. I hope they have the foundation of that. I hope they think of that. And if that's the legacy I want them to be like, yeah, but you know, because I remember when I left the industry in 2011, from that gap that I left open brought a lot of extra other promoters that came in. And these guys were able to take over quickly. That Instagram helped them be the people they need to be. And people said that when you left the industry, so much has changed. And when I came back, I said, no, how bad could it have been? But when I came back, I said, oh my God. If I would have stayed, I would have been on level with a lot of other players. But I'm okay because that's what God gave me. That's the universe told me. We're gonna take you down, you're gonna start over, and you're gonna adapt again. Yes, it was a lot harder, very hard. I say to myself, damn, did I deserve this? But that's what it was diced. That's what it was rolled to me. I had to really learn to adapt. So here I am. I don't have a lot of followers, but I have enough to say I'm gaining their trust and their loyalty to say, let's give Rick's a chance. So, and I'm hoping I'm still providing some type of, entertainment to them. I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things because you have to have before it would just be me doing it, and you know how much time you gotta be on social media to do it? Yes. So now I have a social media manager. I went through like 5 of them already. It's not easy to be on there and living on social media every day, answering everybody's questions and posting pictures. It's definitely a mind-boggling thing. Yeah. So I have to say, okay, let me give it to somebody else because people want to talk to you. And that's another thing. If they know who you are, they're gonna go after you. You know, you're the target. And then if they're very close to you, like, oh, come on, let me get in, I'm your boy. And then, so I always tell people from the get-go, before the show, I'm your friend. After the show, I'm your friend. During the show, it's business. Oh, yeah. That's it. I'm off the clock. Like, guys, if you're really there to support me, support me. If not, it's all good. I have people like, oh, and they'll stop messing with me, supporting me because my clock turned off. Like, oh man, I don't mess with Rick's because he didn't let me in. But if they really understood the mindset of what a business is, if I let you in, I gotta let 20, 30 other people in. I gotta let a lot of people in. So yeah, so in the end, I try to tell people, listen, please understand, I'm doing a business. Mm-hmm. There's only so much I can do, and all I ask you to do is respect the rules. Our rules said be in at a certain time, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. So everybody's just, gotta understand that this is a business. Before the show, I'll bug out with you, I'll drink with you, I'll laugh with you, I'll play football with you, I'll do everything with you. But during the show, I have to set my boundaries. Yeah. That's just about it.
I hear you. Well, we're gonna have a little fun. I got some quick fire questions for you, okay?
Cool. I feel too nervous about this.
Just fun. Imports or muscle cars?
You know what? You forgot this. So you got imports, you got muscle cars, you got Euros, right? Okay. So you got to add those in. So you got Euros, you got imports, and you got domestics. That we call them. Like muscle cars are domestics, right? So you got those. The automotive industry is very big, right? So when I started, I was a JDM guy. I used to have a LS400, Lexus hooked up, first generation, all customized, done up nice. I had those type of cars. But then as I grown older, I went into the Euro market, and I love the European cars. Range Rover, Audi trucks, Mercedes. I'm a Mercedes guy. I mean, first I was Range Rover all the way. I already had 3 of those bad boys. I love them, but you gotta have deep pockets, and them bad boys keep breaking down. So I had to switch it up. I gave it all the love I could, and I'm gonna tell you, those were my favorite toys. Mercedes, I have to say, I had 2 of those, and I love Mercedes. So for me, the Mercedes is my thing. I love them, and that's my cars right there. So Euros.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still a JDM guy. I love JDM cars. I do love them, because I am Tokyo all the way, Japanese all the way. My house is all feng shui. It's all Japanese. It's all about that. But I just gotta think for Euros. That's my thing.
Who's your favorite artist to ride to in your car? Like when you're in your car, you're in your favorite car. Who's on the playlist?
Growing up was always radio, right? And I always listen to radio. Now, to be honest with you, I am on some other path. I listen to, which is crazy. I went from Pandora. I went to, that's my dog, my best friend. He's I always gotta live my guy.
What's your dog's name?
Yeah, Tokyo.
Yeah,
Tokyo. There it is.
Okay, makes sense now.
So, and everybody knows Tokyo. He's my guy. So, I listen to more of, I started with Pandora. I switched over to YouTube music outlet. And I'm a more of a different genre of music. Like, I like my things more out there, not hard rock, I just like the music that's a different platform. It's like
just
different. Yeah. So it's like it's different. And because I listen to everything. I listen to R&B, I listen to this, I listen to that, I listen to hip hop, I listen to everything. But my mind likes a different type of music where it's more like a mellow type of thing. But it's so cool that I vibe to that. Like, I forgot what they call it, but I listen to that all the time. So
you're, what they call it, eclectic.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
And YouTube provides that.
They do.
So I don't listen to any more radio stations anymore.
Yeah.
So YouTube gives me that music that you won't hear on the radio stations. And I love that. I'm clocking on that. That's my thing.
The Ride Along, baby, on Rough Riders Radio. We've been on this road to success, so stay in your lane. Use your blinkers, check your mirrors, and don't catch the wrong exit.
Rough Riders Radio.
You're now listening to DJ Storyteller.
Who put this thing together? Storyteller.
La Cepa.
You're now listening to DJ Storyteller.
hicieron una amenaza. Dice Mike, tu pai en tu casa. Porque hicieron una amenaza. Pasó el beso, trago, se toma. Estamos aquí en la cama. Y si decide quedarse conmigo, no es para que se suba más testigo. Esto es para que me haga un conocido. Solo una cosa te pido, que si decide quedarse conmigo, no es para que se suba más testigo. Esto es para que me haga un conocido. Solo una cosa te pido. Le cuelgas el teléfono temprano, no se da cuenta, para dormir es solo. Es una ronda cuesta y no le digo nada. No le digo, pero me digo que se lo ha pillado en una vuelta. No le digo nada. Es una bandolera. Yo estaba soltera, y resulta ser que tu casa le espera. Es una bandolera. Yo estaba soltera, pero resulta ser que en tu casa le espera. Se baila ahora, paso de su trago se toma. Esta noche no hay quien la coma. Y si decide quedarse conmigo, no para que se suba la testigo. Esto es para que me haga un conocido. Solo una cosa te pido. Mike, tu pai en tu casa. Hicieron una amenaza. Mike, tu pai en tu casa. Una amenaza. Sí, Didi. Pasayo, baby.
Rough Riders Radio.
You're now listening to DJ Storyteller.
La noche ella se encontró conmigo y le dijo que tenía que hablar conmigo. Le dije que no quiero invento, una palabra le será pedido. Si es verdad lo que te contará, tú corres riesgo de que te equivoque, pero te pago tu salario a diario para que su recuerdo siempre me lo mate. Compadre conmigo. Y cuántas veces tengo que decirte que no te siento hablar de mí con ella ni de ella conmigo. Hacer de cupido, coño mi tanque, que la mentira de ella misma sea quien te ponga en mi parte. Conmigo, no le hagas caso que todo es mentira. Quien no sabe que yo fui su fiel, el amor de su vida. Mentirosa, muy traicionera, que ella tuve que soltarla por bandolera. Ay, no le hagas caso, todo es mentira. Si no sabe que yo fui su fiel, el amor de su vida. Mentirosa, traicionera, que ella tuve que dejarla por bandolera. No le hagas caso.
te parecete.
You're listening to the multicultural, international, and world-renowned The Ride Along on Rough Riders Radio. You know is what we do. We everywhere.
What's your favorite city for car culture?
That's, man. New York. Well, New York. I love New York.
Yeah.
I mean, I love
There's nothing better.
the vibe. So if you could put, let's put in perspective. It's an NJ/New York. That's my cities of cities.
Right. Because you bounce back and forth.
Yeah, I dance with both.
What's the most toxic debate in car culture?
Oh, oh my God. That word is so strong in the automotive industry, like any industry. Drama is everywhere. And the hate, the drama, the extra stuff that's not necessary. We are too much. And I would say people love to see people fail. That's the drama. People love to not support 100%.
That's so true.
Yeah. The industry has a big pie and it's cut up in pieces. And you have to find your spot. So you have your JDMs, you have your domestics, you have your Euros, and then you have your Jeeps, your trucks, and then you have your motorcycles, and everybody's fighting for that space. It's hard to get everybody together. I am super lucky out of all my shows that I'm able to bring them all in together. Instead of being one JDM market, just JDM and excluding other people, which I don't like, I like to have a world of everybody. Lowriders, trucks and Jeeps, motorcycles, JDMs, domestics. I want to have them all because I don't discriminate on anybody. I love automotive cars.
Yeah.
So if I can have them all there and I can see them all in one place, then that's the place to be at. When I go to some shows and you be like, damn, that's it? That's all I'm looking at? I feel like, but there's more to it.
Yes.
But that's the way the promoter wants it. That's how he wants as a venue. I can't knock it, but every person is different, how they want to promote themselves. They may just want to be exclusive to one culture, and that's cool. That's what they want. I don't like it. I want them all.
You want everything.
I want everything there.
Because at the Beach Bash, you had everything.
I have everything.
There
People
was
love
Hummers,
that.
there was three-wheelers, there was
everything.
Everything.
And that's
four-wheelers and bikes and
that's the game that I want.
I even saw the little kids in their little remote control in the car competing. They had their own little tent.
Yes.
I was like, listen, he's got it all here.
That's the goal I want. That's what Rick stands for.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
And it stands for trying to bring the community together. So I've been fighting for that. It's not as easy as people think. But people say, I got to give you credit for that because you were able to bring everybody together. Not many shows do that.
That's true.
Not many shows do that.
Yeah.
So
you're bringing so many different cultures together.
Yes.
It's not just, it's not just, white people.
Yes, or the black, or the Chinese.
Yeah, it's
everybody.
It's
everybody. Mexican, Puerto Rican, Chinese, Japanese. Every culture I want to bring in.
Middle Eastern.
That's right.
I've met Middle Eastern people at your bash.
I want that.
Car show.
So if I can continue bringing that flavor with my team and our people, and this is why it's not so easy when you see my shows. They're like, why it takes so long? We have a lot of people coming in, different characters, different people. You got Guyanese, Trinidadian, you got Jamaican, you got black. I want the vibe there. We have small shows and we have big shows. Yeah. So 3 of our big shows is Tokyo Meet. We just partnered up with March Madness, so that's 3 years with them. They used to have a great organization, but we took it to another level with them and made it even better. They're great guys. Then you have March Madness. We had Slam by the Harbor. We had, like I said, Tokyo Meet. Beach Bash is something I've been building. Superfly Sunday is another great big show. Those are my big boys shows, and then I have small pocket ones that I do for communities or other people that want me to support them. I do those small ones. They bring up 50, 60 cars, which is cool because it also keeps you reminded and grounded to come back to reality that you don't always got to be the guy on top.
Right.
You always got to remember your other surroundings. And I don't mind that. And I always told people, I don't mind going back to 50 cars to start over again. I don't mind that.
There's nothing wrong with that because that gives people that are just getting into the car scene, they can come to the smaller show and still feel like, okay, I'm breaking into it. I'm being seen and noticed.
Yeah.
And then I can graduate to the the bigger stuff, to the big boys.
And I encourage people to do that. There's so much in the big world to be seen, because you believe it or not, there's some small shows like amazing cars, but they're afraid to go to the big shows because they're so used to winning at smaller shows that when they get to the bigger shows, they don't win and they feel some type of way. It's not that. They got to slowly work their way up. And I keep telling them, I said, give it time. You'll get noticed. Not always you can't always win. And you can't always think that you're gonna win at the smaller shows. You gotta adapt and change. And I always encourage them, like, wow, it's an amazing car. Why are you not at the big boy shows? And they're like, oh, I never win. I said, that's your mindset. You only program yourself to stay at the lower level because you wanna win there. Mm-hmm. So get out of that, come to the bigger shows, and keep fighting till you're gonna get recognized. Some of them do that. Some go, oh my God, I didn't know it was this crazy. We tell them, but you gotta be there not always for trophies. You gotta be there to experience and network and display your car so people can enjoy it. The trophy to me is when you see that many people looking at your vehicle. Yeah. That is the satisfaction that I think they should go after. A trophy is an extra reward that says, hey, we as a venue, we like what we see. Not every venue is the same. Not every judge is the same. But everybody's like, oh, your judges don't know what they're doing. It's not that they don't know what they're doing. It's that it's what they like to see and what they think they want to get points to. Yeah. Other judges in other shows, they have a different mindset and they like what they see. Right? So it's always switching up. But that's what makes it so much fun because you'll never know when you're going to win or not win. But something like, oh, I should win. I won at this show. Just because you won at that show doesn't mean you're going to win at this show. That's true. But their mind's like, oh, I won at this big boy show, so I should automatically win. Their judges might be different the way we judge, but that's the way they're thinking. And I have to keep breaking that mold and say, not every show is the same. They judge differently. Their system is different. Their points are different than our different. So we all judging different ways. You got to remember that. They don't understand that sometimes.
People just want to win. They just want to win. I think sometimes people just want to complain. They just want to have something to say. Yes. And it doesn't even make sense what they're saying. Exactly. So they just want something to say. Yeah. So what's next for Rick's Magazine that nobody sees coming yet? It's going to be unexpected. Like, what do they see? Like, what do you have coming up?
Well, again, I'm working on the magazine project. Okay. Well, we're hoping to work on that. My public relations person says keep that very confidential. I'm seeing, but I'm getting guys. I do have publicists and people that want me to keep that confidential. But we have lots of great things coming out, and we always say we're working on it, but as you know, as a company growing with more extra headaches, it sets things back a little bit, and we can only do so much. As a team, we're not super big, but we have a good small team in the office. And keep in mind, we do have other lives. People think this is our full-time job. This is not our full-time job. This is actually our second job. We all have our day job. Okay. I don't encourage people to quit their jobs thinking that, we get the money. We have a job in the day, and then the minute we come home, we're back to work, working another 8 hours on the second job, which is Rick's. Now, and then we have no life on the weekends because we're out there promoting our shows and doing our show. So we actually don't have a life. I'm not saying in a bad way, but if this is what you want and this is the dream you want and you really want to achieve that success, then this is the commitment and the sacrifice you're going to do. Now, don't get me wrong. We do try to have vacations. We do try to have some leeway time, but we are dedicated. My team and my staff are dedicated. They actually give up their weekends to work at this show. Do they have to? No. They could go and enjoy it and be relaxed, but they want to help. And I am so thankful to them. Straight up from the top to the bottom. But it's a sacrifice. It is a sacrifice.
It is a sacrifice.
Yeah.
If you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to make millions and be successful in the world, it's a sacrifice.
You have to sacrifice. Money
every
come and
day.
Go.
Yeah,
and to me, the faster money come in, as fast as it's coming back out. It's being reinvested. It's being put back out. Money's not meant to hold in the bank. It really is not. And in your pocket. It's supposed to come in for a few days. It goes right back out. It's constantly moving. But for me, I'll get it. And they'll go right back. Okay, got to pay salaries, got to pay this, got to pay that. Mm-hmm. It's always constantly moving. So it'll come up and it'll come back down. It'll go up and go down. That's the way life is, and that's the way we actually are programmed for that. Of course we're gonna save, but I always know I'm not gonna take it with me, so I might as well spend it. I'm gonna spend it.
They've been saying that. You can't take it with you.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not gonna leave it for anybody that's not really fighting for it. So I'm gonna spend it to it, so I'm gonna enjoy it. I just like to just make sure that Rick's is at a point where I could say, damn, we made it. We're doing pretty good here. you know. But that's, like I said, every dream, it's meant to keep dreaming.
I mean, from an outsider looking in,
yes,
so just getting to work with you this whole summer.
And I thank you for being with us.
I think you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Listen, I've been, every show that I've attended,
yes,
it's more than what the last show was, and it's bigger than the last show, and it's more, extravagant and things that you're doing. There's always some new toy that you're bringing to the show.
Yes.
The one show you had the robot and that was dancing, and so there's always something that.
Oh, wait till you see Tokyo Me when I'm gonna give you that.
That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna be blown away with that one.
I'm excited for that one.
You're gonna be like,
too.
No way.
I was like, I gotta get some toys and bring with us. So
you're gonna have to, because it's a nighttime show.
Okay.
So your booth has to be lit up, So
I need lights now?
We're underground in the garage,
which is
underground.
That's dope.
You want to bring your lights. You want to make it really cool. You want to get that real Tokyo vibe.
Okay.
You want to have that Fast and Furious movie vibe where everybody's chilling, having a party inside.
Right.
So you want to have that whole little lighting setup, and you want to be cool about it. You want to be really like light it up. You want to have some fun. You want to have, so if you can get some nice cars with some lit up, put the lights on and everything, because that's what it's all about. It's an underground movement. It's a party. It's a feel. It's going to be amazing.
That's September 6th, right?
That's September 6th. Now, you missed many Tokyo Me shows.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't do last year.
This will be my first one.
This year's been your first rodeo with me rocking out, right?
Yeah.
And you've been very successful with us, and you're like networking and building. But if you were at many other Tokyo Meets, you'd be like, no way. Like, they're super big. And we only done 2 in the daytime, which we call them the Rising Sun, and the Autumn has always been at nighttime. And they've always been a party. So it's crazy.
Now, what about the event, the Cars and Cannabis one? That's in October.
Cars and Cannabis?
And we did the Cars and Cannabis
you did that one. That was
Jersey.
a one-off testing pilot thing.
Okay.
And that was at night too, but that was just a test pilot thing. It went so well that I encouraged my partner to say, you know what? Let's try it again. Let's take it to another level. It was that crazy. So we went to we're in Atlantic City, October 17th, on top of Tokyo Meet, another night event. And that's going to be another bananas one. That's going to be, I'm telling you, that's going to be crazy. It's a party.
We're supposed to be there too. I'm looking forward to this.
That was going to be another big party there. So I'm going to give you 2 big parties. I'm going to give you something that's going to be amazing. So we're going to be able to go north to have a party up there. We're going to go south to have another party. So if you can't be either one of them, either one is going to give you the same vibes.
Yeah.
You're going to get that Japanese vibes, and then we're going to give you that I feel good vibes.
Yeah, party
City.
vibe. Yeah, having a good time.
Yeah.
What message do you want to leave for everyone supporting Rick's Magazine and the culture?
What message? The message is, if you have a dream, it can be any dream, just don't give up, keep fighting, find the right partner that will be there by your side. Look, some of you don't need a partner. I have a great partner that we'll fight, we'll argue, but we're there for each other. We make it happen. We'll sweat and argue all day and night, stay up all day. But when show's on, man, we make it happen, But we do sacrifice, but find the person, a friend, a family that can support you. Because it is very hard to do it by yourself. It really is. And if you can have that little extra support, a father, mother, there's many people like that out there that I have seen. A few people that have their family support, which I'm impressed. I'm like, wow, I wish I had that, But I'm thankful to have my partner to be with me to help me. So, I would want to tell you, don't give up, man. Just find the people that's there with you and keep fighting hard. And what makes you happy makes you happy. This is not for everybody. You will sacrifice a lot. Keep in mind, I lost family, I lost friends, I lost everything, and I came back. If you're willing to go through all that, God bless you, then your dreams are gonna happen, or may not happen, I can't tell you. I don't know when the universe and God's gonna say, you did it, I don't know. It's like a record deal, like you're an artist. It takes people 17, 20, 30 years before they hit big, right? An artist be like, oh, I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. And they don't hit till they're 25, 30 years old, right?
So true.
So I might be in my 60s or 70s when I say, oh shit, I did it. I don't know. It might not happen because the industry changed so much every day, every time. By the time I'm catching up, there's another new player in the block. There's always a new player, another person that wants to do this. There's too many of us in the industry. I have been thinking and adapting and moving in different directions. Rick's is moving in different areas. Rick's is adapting to different things. It's not just going to do car shows. It's going to do other things. It's working on other projects. You know, Rick's will move into other places. You know, that's why we have Superfly, and that's why we have Rick's, because Rick's is the automotive industry, and it is a media outlet. It is designed as a magazine to talk about things.
There's so much.
That's why we want to bring the magazine out, because I can move in different places. I can focus on artist performances, which we've done. I can focus on technology, which we've done. I can focus on automobiles, as we've done. I could talk about everything. That's why I want to go back into the media magazine, because I could be everywhere, not just car shows. Right. So I'm limiting myself with that project. But once I get the other back thing, then I can expand. But Superfly is another way to be partners with Rick's to open up more doors. You know, I love sports, so I am going into the sports business, and that's another entertainment I'm going to be working with. So Superfly will work off of that brand. Rick's will be powering Superfly in the sports industry. So that's another big project I'm working on. And when I launch that, that's going to be another incentive for the automotive, because we as automotive guys, one thing about the automotive industry, if you look at this industry, clothing, automotive, lifestyle, food, it's all in one.
Yeah, it is.
It's all one. So if you could take all that, put it together, it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. So if I move into the food and bring in the automotive, it's still gonna be one thing. If I move into the clothing industry and bring in the cars, it's still the same thing. If I do motorcycles and clothes, it's all the same thing.
It's all intertwined.
It's just, we all love these things. It's just finding the market and so getting all that market together. That's why you see so many different things, is because I'm finding everybody in a different thing and bringing them into one event. So I'm a motorcycle guy. I love riding motorcycles, so I got that niche. I like fashion. I'm a big fashionista. I like to bring that in. So it's just making sure I can adapt to the right venue to make it work. Not always is gonna work, because the venue, like certain clothing can say, oh, this doesn't work for me. You just gotta keep feeling it out until you find your mark. I'm feeling them out, and they, okay, check this might work, check this might work. I'm trying to make that happen. So it's a struggle. It's an everyday struggle. You know, just like I say this, you know, like I grew up with the Rough Riders. I grew up with these artists. I grew up with other platforms. I grew up seeing so much. I was a hip hop artist. You know, I was a breakdancer back in the days. I was featured in newspapers. I was so good at it. They used to write articles about me.
Wow.
I used to audition for the movie Beat Street. I did all those things back in those days. So I broke breakdance so much I broke my back.
That's crazy.
You know, so I done all that stuff. You know, so I always felt like I wanted to be somebody. I just didn't know how to do it. The only thing I couldn't do was sing. I got a very bad voice. But if I could sing, boy, I would be right there in your throat.
That's why they got iTunes.
Yes, that's true, right?
The iTunes, yeah. They can change it up for you.
You know, I was always yelling so much that I think I hurt my vocal cord. And, you know, when I was young, I was a boxer. So I used to fight. I used to box. My dad was my trainer. He used to fight for Gleason's Gym in the Bronx. He would train me and my brother. So I was always in that mentality like, oh, man, you know, like, I fought for PAL, for Irvington, Newark, and I fought, and I used to be good at what I used to do. I was that good boxer, you know, but then my mindset at that time too was I was good at with my hands, and at that time, if you said something stupid, I was on you. Like, I would do stupid things, I would fight. Dumb on my part, because I lost my boxing license because of that. That was the anger and the being stupid, not protecting that paper, and I could have been a great boxer.
Yeah.
But that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a professional boxer. I wanted to be like my dad. My dad was a very good boxer. He was always in the newspapers, and I have all his articles. I have his Golden Gloves. I wanted to be just like him. So I would fight hard to be like that. And, you know, but like I said, life changes things.
I would say God took you in a different direction.
It took me different directions. And when I went in those directions, I felt like, damn, I really messed up, you know? Yeah. So sitting in the box more than once, doing very, you know, negative, doing things I shouldn't have been doing, you know, and I don't encourage anybody, drugs is not the key to success. Liquor is not the key. Just focus on positive energy. Just do nothing but good things, and it'll come to you, you know? Work hard, it'll come to you. And if it doesn't, that's okay. At least you tried. That's one thing my dad told me, and I always kind of remember that too. My dad wanted to start a business as a boxer after my mom took away one of his dreams, and he always regretted that. And he always told me, son, as long as I'm here, as long as I'm here, never let your dream go by. And I said, damn. So he always encouraged me to keep doing what you're doing. And because, my mom said, oh, you got to stop boxing. I don't want to see it. So he stopped, and that killed him. And that took away his passion. Then my dad wanted to be an entrepreneur. My mom stopped him doing that. And he had a nick. That's why I got most of my thing. So my dad always told me, never stop, keep fighting. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. At least you tried.
Yep.
And he told me, as long as I'm here, I want you to try. And so I would try. And that's how I would keep doing it. And I would fail, start again, fail, start again, fail, try different companies. I think I tried so many opportunities. I mean, I've done it all.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how I went from a computer guy, I don't know how that happened.
And here you are.
And here I am to do an entertaining guy.
Yeah.
To, man, I've done so much breakdance. I've done everything. I try to get into movies.
Yeah.
I've done it all, And I also was a bad guy. I would always be fighting in the streets. I got locked up. I wanted to be something, I just didn't know what I was. And here I am.
Here you are.
Old ass man, still trying to make it happen.
Stop it.
I'm doing the Dominican Day parade. I'm doing the Puerto Rican parade. I worked my ass off to get to that.
Yeah. Not everybody can get in those parades. They don't understand that.
Yeah,
not everybody can get
easy.
into there. Yeah. And I appreciate you taking Rough Rider Radio along for the ride.
Thank you.
I really do.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your belief in us, and I believe in you.
And I thank you, because when you guys came to me, and we got to thank Jay to get that down, because Jay was a guy who used to come to my shows, because I used to go to Rough Rider events back in the old days. And that was another thing. I had the magazine, and I would go there support the Rough Rider events. I would write articles about them. So me being there and working with them and bringing my girls and bringing my cars to support them, and I remember the good old days, allowed me to progress and grow. Like everything else, what comes up must come down.
Yeah.
And the same thing when Rough Riders decided to leave and get out of the industry and change, everything changed so much because everybody just went their different ways, right? And I get it. And the same way with me, I went my different way. But hopefully we can bring back the culture. Hopefully they'll be back soon. Hopefully I can be a part of that and support and guide them, because like everybody else, people are not going to see you. They're going to want to see you, or they don't want to see you come back.
Right, that part.
And there's so many other events going on.
Yeah.
We either have to have our A game up and not stay with the old ways and keep adapting like I do. I keep adapting. They have to adapt. Everybody has to adapt.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just going to be another show. Like, that's just another show.
Yeah.
That's just another show.
Yeah.
So, you have all these, even artists, big time artists and celebrities are doing their own car shows.
Yeah.
Because
that's
they love
true.
cars. We all love cars.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with me, So Rick's is a crazy lifestyle. I love it. Now you know what it stands for, Racing Import Exotic. Our slogan is, I'm about that life. We also have our business Superfly brand. It's a great clothing brand, that I love and enjoy. And, I hope you support it. And I'm just happy to be here. I love talking. That's the crazy part.
Listen, the best interview
I hope you guys
ever.
like this interview.
Listen, we could just sit here and kiki and talk all night.
Yeah,
but we're not gonna do that.
I don't want you guys to turn me off like, yo, this guy talked too much. But,
No.
But I appreciate, the Rough Riders and you, Sharon, and everybody.
Miss Info,
sorry, Miss Info's out there killing it. She comes out to the shows. I'm super impressed with her. And she's gonna be there all the time, guys. So you're gonna see them always there. Check out their booth, go look at, say what's up to them. They're always interviewing people. So if you got something that you could bring to the table, go up to them, talk to them. They love to hear it. They love to see you out there, and they're supporting you. So, please, say what's up to them. And I thank you for allowing me to be here. If you have any more questions, I got some more for you. You let me know. I'm a bike guy. I ride a Ducati. I'm a Ducati guy.
Rico, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming all the way from Jersey to Westchester County.
Yes.
Through all that traffic and craziness, and I could hear it in your voice. You were super aggravated.
Yes.
But you handled it, and you came out here and you sat with me, and we talked, we chopped it up, and I appreciate all the jewels that you dropped and hearing your story, and now I just respect you even more. And I can't wait to see where Rick's Magazine goes and where you're going to be from where the moment you are now, 5 years from now.
Well, I hope you're still with me by my side.
Of course.
I'm hoping we can still do big things with you and also your other organization. I'm hoping we can open more doors for other people. With this magazine, we could do great interviews with some of the artists that you guys have as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much we can do together. It's just that we just gotta make sure we protect each other and stay in our lane because, as you know, when people find out who we all are, sharks come out.
Yeah, they start
and they want to
changing
cut
up.
throats and like jump in there.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand it. But we can see who's right and who's wrong. And as long as we understand those values, we're gonna do good together, you know? So I'm blessed to be here. Thank you. My, VP and the team, and I know I stressed them all out, but I am super happy to know everybody that I get to see over the years. If I get to see you for 5 minutes or 8 hours, I am thankful for crossing paths with you and hope to see you at our events, Rick's Magazine shows, and hopefully you'll see the magazine come out. And if you've never been at a Rick show, come out, check it out. I think you're gonna have a good time.
For sure.
I think you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
And we'll see you at Tokyo Meet.
Yep.
I don't know when this is gonna come out, but Tokyo Meet. Then you have the Cars and Cannabis. And then there's other shows that we have. We have small shows.
The event at PNC Stadium.
Yes, we have one in Pennsylvania in October as well.
End of October,
And the crazy part is we have smaller shows too in New York and area. We have one in Brooklyn at the NYDI College that we show love to a lot. That's coming up too as well. We raise money for scholarships funds for them, so please come out to support that. We also got invited to another show that's here in New York that's coming up with the NYPD that asked us to be a part of it. We also do book bag car meets. We raise money for that too as well. We give out book bags for the kids in the Bronx. So we're also, besides doing our shows, we're out there doing community events. We're out there supporting smaller events to make sure that we're giving back to the community. So it's not always about chasing the money, it's always about making sure that we give back to the community. We're opening doors for others. We're aspiring and pushing others because 95% we all love our cars. Like, cars is who makes us who we are, right? You got your nice shoes, nice watch, you got your nice gear, but at the end, you got to put that all together with a nice car. And that's what we love the most is our car. So and then, you got your house, but 95% of it is the car. Yeah. So people are gonna say, what kind of car you drive? Like, damn, then we go to Mercedes, BMW, Japanese car, whatever it is. And then he goes, well, where do you live? Now, sometimes you want to tell them where you live and sometimes you don't. But the car is where most of the focus is in that conversation.
Yeah.
So, and people always ask me, what do you drive, Rico? I'm like, what do you think I drive? I drive a normal car like anybody else.
Right.
I like to see your car, because these guys put a lot of work into their cars.
They do.
And I love it.
Beautiful.
And that's why I do what I do, because I like to see their cars. Sometimes they're walking around, it's crazy, and I go, and I don't really get a chance to look at them, but in my mind, in the corner, I see it, I go, oh my God, what a beautiful car. I get it, but I love that passion they do. And I do appreciate them, but we also got to understand, not everybody has to be mean to each other. Like, oh, my car is better. That's a crappy car. Everybody has their way of working on their cars, and we have to respect that,
Yeah.
And I just tell people, when you come to my show, just be kind, be mindful, respect each other, and enjoy the day. Educate others, network, build friendship. That's what I want you. That's why you're at my events. Other shows, that's up to you. But when you come to my show, come to have fun. That's
I like that. Well, we're going to leave it on that note, because that's a good place to leave it right there.
Yes.
Have fun. All right. This is your girl, Miss Info. We're on the Ride Along Front Seat Chronicles with Rico Baez from Rick's Magazine, the CEO of Rick's Magazine. Y'all make sure y'all keep it locked. Make sure you check him out and get to one of those car shows. Any event that he's doing, it's going to be lit no matter what. And thank you again so much for coming through. We appreciate your time, your energy, and everything that you've given back to the community. Yes. And hopefully the community will keep giving back to you and showing you that love.
Thank you. And if you want to know who our Instagram is, RIX_magazine. It might see it up on the screen on the bottom here, maybe, or maybe on top, or maybe on the side. I don't know. It's up to them. But you can also check us out on the website, www.rixmag.com. And all the information will be there. Our tour schedule on Instagram. Twitter's the same way. Facebook is the same way, RIX_magazine. So you'll catch us on the social platform. And our YouTube is RIX Magazine as well. So we love to see you, and we hope to, and thank you so much for this great connect with the world and everybody. Beautiful. Thank you. And driving out this car, we rocking. It's
the Ride Along. You know how we do it. We always turning corners. Make sure y'all keep it locked. Rick's Magazine. Shout out to Rico Baez. Y'all better know. It's a wrap.
Super fly.
Rough Rider Latino!
You're now listening to DJ Storyteller.
Los ojitos en China, esa chori sale y arregla el clima. Habla español latino, me pregunto si baila como camina. Ey, uy. Solo le cae el nombre, ya no le cae lágrima. Yeah. No quería salir, pero ya pasó la página. Saludo un torito para las ánimas. El botellero en la disco, todos saben que hoy es Lady Night. Me están diciendo, baby, saca esa perra a pasear. El que quiera ese culo, hoy va a tener que gozar. Ella calladita, no es de frontear. La baby es exclusive, no está fácil de buquear. Hay el descapotado para ver la luna. Una ven y las otras fuman. Dice que para el mal de amor solo hay una cura. Party, botellas, canela pura. Son peligrosos andando, como será la movie. Que haces el trailer, ahí está el perreo, ahí está los cangri. Le gustan los kinky, y aunque sea solo le cae nombre, ya no le caen lágrimas. Yeah. No quería salir, pero ya pasó la página. Saludo un chorrito para las ánimas. El botellero en la disco, todos saben que hoy es Lady Night. Me están diciendo, baby, saca esa perra a pasear. El que quiera ese culo, hoy va a tener que gozar. Ella calladita, no es de frontear. La baby es exclusive, no está fácil de buquear. Wow, me están diciendo, baby, saca esa perra a pasear. El que quiera ese culo, hoy va a tener que gozar. Ella calladita, no es de frontear. La baby es exclusive, no está fácil de buquear. Wow. Se quiere ir a vacilar, voy a comer dulces están buscando y la calle no cayó, siempre compro y pela los pintos. Se quieren ir a vacilar, voy a corazón, me la quieren disparar.
Rough Riders Radio.
You're now listening to DJ Storyteller.
Cómo te debes ver sin ese Valentino, con ese cuerpo asesino divino, más que yo esté pensándote, para mí es normal. Todo lo que tienes a mí me gusta. Vamos a comernos, baby, aunque no sea formal. Y si nos envolvemos no me asusta. Tienes cara que te gusta, titi, nati, algo romántico. Te ves cara, titi, tati, algo fantástico. No hay problema no ti. Tú tocándote, te lo atrapo por el cable. Lo que me gusta, sigo buscándome, que yo no voy a fantasear. Te voy a coger la multa.
Yeah, baby, bienvenida al party. Tú eres una Barbie, cuerpo de Barbie, yeah. Mujer que no tiene ID, se pone mi hockey, se sube la faldi, yeah. Es otra cosa, pero mi corillo dice que es peligrosa. Tú me empezas, es una chimba, a la disco que llega y a la destroza. No le pongo freno, si esas nalgas me las bajan al suelo. Si se importa, no le gusta lo normal, tú es extremo. Déjame ver todo, no sé que no es nada formal, pero dame lo que yo. Baby, welcome, esta noche voy a hacerte todo lo que dije por texto, yeah. Cara, sé que te gusta el freaky, nasty, nada de lo romántico. Te ves cara, bitchy, classy, nuestro fantástico. ¿Y qué problema a ti? Tú tocándote, loco por entrar. Tú sabes lo que me gusta. Sigue buscándome, que yo no voy a fantasear. Te voy a cobrar la multa.
Mami, esto es un reto. Te voy a cobrar esta mirada es game over. Oh my God, tú te mueves así, mami, you got me stuck. Ey, peligrosa pero I'm falling in love. Es que no es normal, y que toda la pena que esta nalga me la baja al suelo. I say fuck that, yeah. Y se me trepa encima, me mato sin bala. Esa cara que le gusta, freaking nasty, a lo romantic. De cara, piqui, flashy, otro fantastic, pa' que problematic. Tocándote, yo loca por el toque, tú sabes lo que me gusta.
Sigue buscándome, que yo no voy a fantasear. Te voy a cobrar la multa.
Siempre manteniéndolo caliente. En el Ride Along, Latin Fusion. Las noches de Latin Fusion están en fuego.